Professor of EC Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome to the session of Satellite Communication. In the last session we have started with number 8, that is satellite link design. That means we are going to establish a link between our Earth station and the satellite, right? In the previous session we have seen how to calculate EIRP. In today's session we will cover what do you mean by EIRP, what is a receiving system carrier to noise ratio, what is link equation and its derivation, and how to design a link for the downlink. Alright. Now, in today's session, first we are focusing on EIRP. Now, what do you mean by EIRP? As we know that EIRP means effective isotopic radiated power, which means it is a product of antenna gain and the power which is applied to the input terminal of the antenna, right? How? Over here you can see that this is high power amplifier, then feeder, and this is my antenna gain. Now what does it mean? As we know that a high power amplifier is needed before the transmitting of my signal, right? And between high power amplifier and the antenna there is a one cable. That cable is known as the feeder cable, right? So that feeder cable itself introduces a loss. Alright, so how much amount of loss is there? We need to calculate. Over here a feeder loss is given, right? Apart from that, my gain of transmitting antenna is there. Alright, and second thing, what is the high power amplifier's gain and what is the power, right? So gain which is given as a power 60 dB for the antenna, a feeder cable loss which is given as a 1 dB, right? Now what we are going to do? We are going to calculate EIRP first. We know that EIRP is the product of GT and PE. What is GT? GT means a gain of transmitting antenna, and what is PE? PE means the actual input power which is applied to the input of the antenna. Alright? We can't consider over here the input power of high power amplifier. Alright? Why? Because there is some loss due to the feeder cable which is a 1 dB presented over here, right? Now first we are going to calculate the gain of high power amplifier. Over here the gain of high power amplifier is given as in 100 watt, right? So we are going to calculate this into a dB, right? So P high power, as we know that if you want to represent that specific quantity into dB, we are going to represent with the help of square bracket, right? So P of high power amplifier is equals to 10 log base 10 in bracket 100 watt, right? So in dB watt its value is 20 dB, right? Second thing, we are going to calculate the input power. So for that input power we need to consider how much amount of loss is present in the feeder cable, right? So over here the feeder cable loss is the 1 dB. So we are going to subtract that loss from the power of high power amplifier, right? That is PHPA. HP stands for high power amplifier, right? So 20 dB watt minus 1 dB. Alright, so we will get a 19 dB over here, right? Now what is our next task? The next task is we are going to calculate the EIRP. So for EIRP, it is a product of gain and input power. We know that if the quantity is presented in dB form, that two quantities are going to be added, right? If it is in the dB, and if it is in the form of a normal value, right? So we are simply going to do its multiplication. Alright, so over here GT plus PE, over here the square bracket represents the quantity which is presented over here is in the dB. Alright. So what is my GT? GT is my transmitting gain of antenna, that is already given, which is 60 dB. Alright. So 60 dB plus what is Pin? Pin is the actual input power to the antenna, which is 19 dB watt. So we are going to add these two quantity. So the final KFA is 79 dB watt. Alright. This is the way to calculate the EIRP. Now, how to calculate a receiving system carrier to noise ratio? We know that to calculate a receiver system carrier to noise ratio, we must know about what is my carrier power, what is my noise power, right? But for that, we need to consider a two parameter. First one is the antenna noise temperature, that is TA, and second one is TE, that is equivalent noise temperature. Alright. So these two quantity, that is TA and the equivalent noise temperature of the receiver, will allow us to calculate a carrier to noise power for receiver. Alright. Why? Because a noise is going to be introduced between transmitting and the receiving side, as we are going to transmit the signal in the space. Alright. So apart from the transmitting equipment, then some losses are going to be introduced in the wireless medium, in the space as well. As we have seen chapter number 4, there are different losses are there: atmospheric loss, ionospheric loss, radiant attenuation. Alright. So these losses that we need to consider over here as well. Right. So first of all, what do you mean by noise? Before calculating the carrier to noise power, we must understand what is noise. Noise is a random motion of electron. As we know that for 0 degree Kelvin temperature, there is a no motion of electron. So we need to consider the noise over here in terms of noise temperature, and we need to consider a system noise temperature above 0 Kelvin. Alright. So antenna and receiving system, both this add a noise to the input signal. Right. So how to calculate the link equation? We have already calculated the Friis transmission formula, the first topic of chapter number 8, that is basic transmission theory. Alright. In that we have derived PR. PR is equals to PT GT GR upon 4 pi R whole square into lambda square. Over here I have replaced a lambda which is equals to C by F. Alright. So what is PT? PT is transmitting power. What is GT? GT is my gain of transmitting antenna. What is GR? Gain of receiving antenna. What is C? C is speed of light. F is the frequency. And what is R? R represents the range between transmitting antenna and the satellite. Alright. So over here, this quantity C square upon 4 pi R whole square into F square, what it represents? It represents a path loss. Alright. Why? Because it is a function of distance and the frequency. Alright. Distance comes from R and the frequency which comes from F. Alright. So I have simply replaced the C square upon 4 pi R square into F square by simple LS. Over here LS represents a path loss. Now, while we are going to derive the link equation, we need to consider what is my antenna pointing loss, what is my atmospheric absorption, and what is my signal loss in cable, or I can say feeder loss. Feeder stands for the cable which connects transmitting equipment with antenna, or I can say a receiver feeder loss means receiving equipment with my antenna. Alright. Now as we are going to introduce antenna pointing loss. What does it mean? As my transmitting antenna is pointing like this, in this direction, and if my receiving antenna is similarly pointing the same direction, so that means there is a no pointing loss. And if my transmitting antenna is pointing like this, and if my receiving antenna is pointing like this, then it will cause a loss that is known as the antenna misalignment loss. Alright? So it will be for transmitting and as well as for the receiving antenna. That's why we have introduced over here L theta T into L theta R. Just simply multiply these two quantities with the overall received power. Why? Because when we are going to receive the power, these losses are going to be subtracted. Alright? Second, atmospheric absorption. So this small a represents the atmospheric absorption and L stands for loss. Okay? Last one. The loss due to signal loss in the cabling. So it is represented as L small l. This loss in cable. So all this quantity, antenna pointing loss, atmospheric absorption and the cabling loss are going to be multiplied with received power. Right? Now, as we are going to derive a link equation derivation, we are interested in signal to noise ratio. That means a ratio of signal power divided by noise power. So for the digital system, what we are going to calculate? We are going to calculate a ratio of bit energy to the noise density. Right? So what is my bit energy and how to calculate it? So for bit energy, that is represented as EB, right? So EB is equals to PR in bracket bit duration. What is my PR? PR is a received power, right? So PR divided by capital R represents the bit energy, and my R is the data rate, that is bits per second. Okay, it is going to be divided by R because it is a data rate, and if it is duration, then it is going to be multiplied. It is multiplied by 1 upon R, right? Now, there are different types of loss, but over here, which kind of loss that we are going to consider? We are going to consider over here a white noise, which is proportional to the temperature, right? So for calculating a white noise, what we are going to do is N0, which is equals to K into Ts. What is K? K is my Boltzmann constant. That value is 1.38 into 10 raised to minus 23 meter square into kilogram per second square into Kelvin. Right? What is Ts? Ts is my system temperature. Now we are going to place these two quantities, EB and N0, in the final equation. It is EB upon N0 is equals to PR upon KTS into R. PR upon R, what it represents? It represents bit energy. And what is KTS? KTS represents N0, that is a noise, right? And we have already calculated the value of PR. What is PR? PR is my received power. We need to consider all the loss: atmospheric absorption, antenna pointing loss, and the cable loss. So over here, PTGTGR into LS, that is path loss. L theta T into L theta R, that is antenna pointing loss. LA represents atmospheric absorption and LL represents the cable loss.